Hey up troops, A Littleton here again with another video, and you guessed it, we're going to look at Skyscraper, the defensive setups for all 4 sites, all reinforcements, all rotates, all head holes, all feet holes, all the other good stuff that we need to know how to defend these 4 sites effectively. That's enough waffling, let's just get stuck into it. Okay, so let's get things kicked off with tea and karaoke, and there are quite a few variations of the setup for this site, but I'll show you what I like to do and what I think strong, and then obviously you can make your own mind up from there. So starting with reinforcements, we've got 3 in karaoke. The right-hand wall that goes from karaoke to black stairs, the left-hand wall that goes to the black stairs door, which is this here, and then the left-hand wall that goes from karaoke towards geisha corridor. That's 3 in karaoke. We've then got just the geisha external wall over in the corner just here, and we'll talk about this wall shortly. That's 4. We've got the left-hand wall back at T, that's 5. And coming over to the other side of the map, over to the east side, you've then got 6 on the VIP single wall, and then 7 and 8 on the office main breach on the other side. But shoot the radio, and there's also, that's over here, let's shoot the other radio. So, the reason just to talk about these before we go sorry, I thought I still heard the radio there, but it's this walkie-talkie that you can never silence. I thought we were talking about, sorry, let me start again, I'm talking nonsense here because the walkie-talkie's thrown me off. Before we go back over to the site, we're going to talk about the east side of the map, which is where we are now. Now, as you'll probably know, this is the other bomb site if you play the other floor on the top, the other site on the top floor. But you've got to defend this site. If you don't defend this side of the map, you're going to struggle when the attackers get hold of Terrace, which is here. Once the attackers get hold of Terrace and get hold of Shrine, which is or Dragon, sorry, which is the other side of this wall, like, defending from here is really tough because you're all clustered onto this side of the map. Usually attackers are going to want to come through here, they're going to want to come through here, and they're going to want to come through the single wall in VIP, and also this samurai window. This is called samurai window, by the way, if you never know what to call this. Some people call it display window because that's what's on the compass. Most people I know call it samurai window. Don't really know why, probably because of these lads here. Who, by the way, trick me I don't know if you guys ever do this, but when you peek a corner and you see one of them, I automatically go like that every time, especially with like the Rengoku skins that were added into Siege. Anyway, enough about that. Enough waffling. Let's get back on with the setup. In short, you need to defend this side of the map. Mute is an excellent option. If you want to do a quick mute setup on this side of the map, reinforce the VIP single, mute it off. Come over to this drone hole here and put your mute jammer on this side of the wall so it's protected from that window. Reinforce the double office breach and mute jam the bottom of there. And come over to this door here and mute here as well. Now, if you've got enough reinforcements, you can also reinforce the lounge or small bar wall here as well. It just stops people being able to... stops attackers being able to just come here and just clear out behind the bar for free. So, if you've got the spare reinforcements, depending on what your team are doing, I would reinforce that if you're playing over here. What I would do as well, just quickly, is make a quick hole here. And we'll do this again for when we defend this side, just so you can hold the window from here. But also make a quick hole here. So anyone pushing in or jumping in through the terrace window, you've got an angle onto that there. As you'll see, the terrace window is right there. So it just gives you a few different angles and different places where they're not expecting. One more line of sight you can make this side of the map is to watch the walk-in through closet below, which is this door here. That leads to this little area right here. So that covers the east side of the map. Let's go over to the main site, and there's plenty of lines of sights and rotates we need to do over there. But you must hold that east side. So, right, back over here then. We're going to start in karaoke. We need to rotate through to black stairs. Now, bear in mind, there's a lot of setup to do here, so I definitely recommend you have at least... I mean, if you do it on your own, you've got your work cut out. We have a rotate opposite that goes from karaoke through to the geisha hall. And one line of sight that just watches the bathroom jumping. That's the bathroom window there. You'll get a kill from this, especially in lower elo where people don't play vertically. If you make this line of sight, you're going to get a kill from the Ash that always rushes through bathroom because she wants to come up black stairs. Put a hole there, you'll get a kill every egg a bird. I'm telling you, it's free cheese. Right, what else you want to do in karaoke is to make a line of sight across the wall. Now, I'm going to run out of shotgun shells here, so I'm going to make sort of the line of sight as sparing as I can. The reason we reinforce this wall, by the way, is to not give the attackers the ability to be stood here and then just shoot a hole in this soft wall and it just cuts off the entire right-hand side of that site. We do the same thing for that other wall as well, so they can't just get an angle into the rotate there. So now you've got a safe place to play as a defender to an extent. And obviously you can get shot vertically here, but this is a relatively safe place to play where you can hold T-door through this wall if you want to, or from this door. You can hold onto the black stairs door, or you can go through the rotate and hold black stairs as well. If this wall isn't here, you can't play anywhere here. And being able to defend against Geisha, which you're going to have to do, you definitely need to stand here. So I like reinforcing this wall. People don't like reinforcing it because it gives the attackers, if they get into this area here, gives the attackers like a safe place to plant as well. Because you can't deny the plant from the other side. If this wall's soft, you can deny the plant from there. But it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, isn't it? Alright, we'll leave that wall soft, and it just means defenders can't stand there. Or reinforce the wall, it means attackers can now stand there. You know, you can't win both ways, so you've just got to figure out how you want to play it. A nice little angle, by the way, is behind this bomb here. You can get a little angle into Geisha. That's the cases there in Geisha. So you can see to the right of those cases. Right, this is another wall that I wanted to talk about. If you plan on playing in Geisha and you plan on denying this breach with your life, you can reinforce this wall and then play this area here to defend the window. Obviously, you can't play behind here if this isn't reinforced. The problem with being here is if this wall gets opened, you've got no way out. Your only way out is here. And obviously, then you're going to get shot from the window. But if you can deny, if you're playing Cade and you're able to Cade trick at distance from here, or you've got a bandit who's also playing here with you, then playing here is really strong to deny Geisha. This is probably the most critical part of this site, is making feet holes from Geisha into drum. By the way, I've never ever seen on the map, in the compass at the bottom there, this is called Makeup Room. This is called Geisha. But everyone just calls both Geisha. I've never seen that that's called Makeup Room before. You must make these feet holes. The reason you make these feet holes is because the only place that you can really deny or hold Geisha from is behind these boxes. Once that wall's open... Oh, by the way, if this wall's reinforced as well, it means that when this wall's open, it means you're protected here as well, which is really, really helpful. So, once that wall gets opened, there's not really many places you can hold Geisha from. And bear in mind, if they've got Geisha, all they've got to do is smoke deep. And they can come in and plant here in the corner. Or you can repel, and they can hold you from the window as well, which is tough. So, holding Geisha is really important. And the way that we do that is by making those feet holes in drum. And then holding drum. So we hold here instead. Now, anyone that comes through the breach or anyone that comes through that window is easily held from here. The angle is so favorable for you. Your head glitching. They've got to come in and turn right. Don't obviously hold this like aggressively here because that benefits the attackers, but be tight on the angle here and you should stop people coming into Geisha. There's a few other things we need to do in Geisha. We need to make a couple of holes to be able to hold drum door. And then one for the stairs. So now from back Geisha, we can hold the drum door. Obviously run out and hold the drum door that way as well if you want. Really, really useful angle to be able to hold. You can fight there, and then you can swap over and fight there, and you can do both ways. And also, obviously, if you know they're coming up the stairs, a really solid angle to be able to hold the stairs there. Geisha is one of probably the most important room to hold on this side. Finally, when we're over in T, we want to make head holes all the way along here. Bear with me a second. Just like this. This enables you to hold Karaoke from here. You've got to be super careful of the Karaoke window, a very popular repel spot. But it means whenever the attackers get hold of Karaoke, you're able to defend it from here if you need to. And vice versa. If the attack comes from the other side, and they're pushing in T, you can now hold T-door from here. You can push, you can hold the drum door if you want to get that angle. Really, really solid way of holding both sides. Also, finally, a rotate here. Now, I've talked about this type of tactic. A couple of times on different videos. We make this rotate with the intention of if things start getting a bit fruity, if things start getting a bit spicy, you can dab back in and then reinforce this. A little bit like you do on Oregon Elbow, and we spoke about it on various other sites. But being able to have a rotate there means that it's not just free for attackers to worry about this door on that side of the map and worry about this door or this area, shrine here down into Dragon, on this side of the map. Having that rotate there means when an attacker gets here, it pretty much cuts off so much of the map. Like, you wouldn't be able to get back around to drum if you were a defender and you had an attacker holding this door and an attacker holding this door. Like, you wouldn't be able to do anything. You just trap from both sides. But that rotate just gives you an extra angle to be able to fight back with. However, if control is massively lost and you're in like a 3v5 or a 2v4, then probably back up, get this reinforced, and try and hold your angles. Or, I mean, to be honest, in a 3v5, 2v4, you're probably going to have to get a little bit aggressive. More so in a 2v4. 3v5 isn't too bad, but in a 2v4, you're going to have to get aggressive and get a couple of kills before 4 people descend on 2 people. So yeah, you can always just back off and reinforce later on. Now, a little hole I like to make is here. And the reason for this is when they come through drum door here on the left, you're going to be able to hold an angle like this, see ankles, shoot heads. Just remember, these are the stairs. So you generally... A lot of these setups, and if you're solo queue, like, you would never do this. If you're solo queue, you would never do this. But a lot of this is based on teammates that have an understanding of what's going on, which I know isn't always the case for many people. But even if you're stacking in a 2 or a 3, this is fine. But the reason you've got to be careful is if you've got to have someone that comes up the stairs and then now they just cut off all of T room through those feet holes. So why I say you need your teammates is you're generally going to have a teammate playing these stairs. Defending these stairs, defending drum, defending geisha if you lose it. This is a really solid spot to play. But if you don't have anyone playing stairs, do not make these feet holes. Because all it takes is that Ash that rushed through bathroom to come and stand here, and now anyone playing in T, pretty much anywhere apart from tucked into that little cubby that we made the rotate, is absolutely buggered. So, but they are solid. That if you have got someone on the stairs and someone pushes drum, you can be further back or you can be tucked in. You see the ankles, we shoot their head. That's the site. A really solid site. There's a lot of vertical that you can do if you're attacking, a lot of vertical you can do for defending for C4s. The key to winning the site is getting geisha control and then obviously taking shrine and then taking drum. Once you've got that, you're pretty much okay. A lot of pro league teams push in from the black door side here, which is, if you play a Monty, this is a really solid spot for a Monty. Because of all the head holes that generally get made around the site, you can use a Monty here just as essentially a drone. Just calling out, if your team is pushing from geisha and you've got a Monty here and you can call out that there's someone holding in various parts here, it's really, really strong. Just make sure you've got like a Twitch or something maybe to take like the Fenrir F-Nats or the Alamines, Goo Mines that'll end up on this door. You don't want Monty getting in here and getting F-Natted out of his mine. Obviously, there's generally going to be a player here as well, so you just got to be careful of that. We've swapped to talking about attacking here. We're supposed to be talking about defending. So yeah, these stairs are, again, another solid place to play. It's helpful because you can do the run out onto Karaoke from here. You jump out here, you can do the run out on Karaoke. But you can also then hold the black stairs from here. Really solid place for smoke to play because you can just play further down, start throwing your smokes up to the door to stop anyone coming in. Just a solid place to play there. And that is T Karaoke. Okay, so we're now in office and exhibition, and we've used 7 reinforcements. The first 3 go onto the main office breach, and then the left-hand side of the triple wall that goes through to small bar. That's small bar there. We've then got the middle of the triple wall between office and exhibition. That's 4. We've then got the single wall in VIP, which is 6. 7 on the right side of the exhibition wall into Dragon. And 8... Oh, I mouse tap there. Ignore that. And 8, the left-hand side wall that goes into Terrace. Now, let me just show you just a quick thing over on the opposite side of the map. When we were talking about TN Karaoke, I made it quite fairly clear that you need to defend this side of the map when you're defending TN Karaoke. The same is almost... no, wait. The same can almost be said, is what I'm trying to say there. The same can almost be said for this site, although it's not quite as imperative. When you're defending TN Karaoke, the attack will mostly, depending what elo you're in, will mostly come from this side of the map because getting drum and getting shrine, like we talked about before, is important. When you come in the other way, it's nowhere near as important because of this main breach in office. Shoot the radio. And because of this samurai window here, and also punch the walkie-talkie. That's a new one. Punch the walkie-talkie. So, when it comes to defending this side of the map, what you would want to do, really, in my opinion, is something called a shallow roam, which is where you don't roam too far away. You don't like overextend to the other side of the map. You just sort of play this area, try and get 2 or 3 drones. If you can get a kill, absolutely unreal. But just let them know you're here and then back off to safety. This is a solid place to play. You've got to watch the window, obviously. And obviously, this is one of my favourite places to play in all of this site. And we're going to talk about this wall in a second. But that's the other side of the map. In terms of lines of sights, rotations, etc., first one you want to do is what we did before when we talked about the head holes when you're defending this side of the site. So the head hole here and here. Now you can stand on this fence, on this table, and look over towards Samurai window. You can also hold terrace. Obviously, you won't be standing on here if this gets open. What I would also do is make a line of sight for the window jump in. I don't know if you can quite see the barricade. You can't. That there is the window jump in for bathroom. Oh, sorry, no, it's not. I'm lying to you. Let me try that again. That there is the window jump in for closet. There's no, you can see the barricade there. Sorry, that's bathroom. I don't know what I'm talking about there. The window jump in for closet is right there. You can hold that from here. It's a nice little angle to hold. Just bear in mind, if you're playing here, what people will generally do is go down to this window and then ash charge or Zof charge this floor to get rid of the bandit battery. So just be careful with that. You can also shoot the hatch and hold that window from the hatch as well. Obviously, if you're stood here, you've got to really watch out for this window. People will come to this window all the time. So that covers office. Over in exhibition, you want to make the line of sight for the closet walk-in below, like we did before. And then you've got these two walls which you've left soft here, which is a really interesting point. So you should always make head holes here, at least. Always make the head holes. Now, I would argue that I would make a small rotate here as well. Because if the attackers get control of the breach here, and they start planting, the only way to take control back is through this door. So if they start planting, and then there's an attacker that just holds this, you're kind of screwed unless you can make a hero play through the soft wall. If you were to make a rotate, you could get out. Excuse me. Hello? Okay, bear with me. Let's try that. You could get out, come around, and then attack from the side, which I think would give you more chance. Now, obviously, you run the risk of... Why is it such a bad rotate? Obviously, you run the risk of attackers taking advantage of it, but the head holes are a must. The head holes mean you can hold drum door. Also means that you can hold onto the terrace door and terrace window as well. Same goes for over this side. So it means from here now you can hold dragon. Really tight angle there. As an attacker, coming into this area of the map is absolutely gross because there can be players everywhere. When you come through this door, there can be players tight left, tight right, tucked in here, tucked in here, tucked in here, and then you get down to dragon. They can be tucked in here. This is a horrible angle to fight against. And also, you can use the dragon to pixel peek up to there as well, which is gross. Like, a fighting dragon coming from T is absolutely gross. There's so many places you can get a shot from. But obviously then, we open that line of sight and we make another available angle to get a shot. Is that the right thing to say? I don't know. Also then means if you do lose the sight, it makes it a bit easier to retake. You're not just forced through doors, you've got other angles to think about. This area here and this wall is something I wanted to talk about. What is worth doing is at the start of the round, make a why am I rotating so bad? What the hell's going on? Make a rotate here. Don't go outside. Wait until you can see you're being marked and then just step in. And then just hang on here for about 10-15 seconds. And rather than running out the door, because you'll get marked by the time you get here, you can run out here and you can peek before you're even marked. I wouldn't keep this rotate here all round. I would just like try and get a couple of drones. What Nomad will quite often do is Nomad will rappel here or will walk along here and put an air jab on top of the door there. If you leave this soft for a while, you can then get the air jab that she puts on top of the door, then reinforce this. But use this early round to try and get a nasty peek on there or to kill some drones, come back in and then make it safe. You've then got this angle here, which will get opened up. You don't need to open this angle with a shotgun, because this will get opened up throughout the course of the round. When the attackers open the breach, they'll always be shooting this soft wall. Obviously, you'll be tucked in here. This is such a nice angle. It's like an off angle for when the attackers push in to try and plant behind the table. And obviously, you can get aggressive if you want to onto the breach as well. Really solid place to play. This area here is also nice to play. A mirror on here goes really, really well to face the breach. You've just got to watch Samurai window. You need to put the mirror on the far side of this middle wall, and it'll be okay. And then you can peek right of the mirror or left of the mirror. Obviously, you've got to be super careful of the Samurai window. You've then got house stairs to contend with, although you generally want to be putting a prox mine on there. You need something to let you know someone's coming up house. There are two cameras that cover house stairs. The one on the stairs themselves and the one below. And that pretty much covers the site. You want to do a shallow roam on the opposite side. Make these lines of sights and rotates we talked about. This is actually my preferred site to defend over T and Karaoke. The main thing is this breach, and there's a lot of sites like that across Siege, isn't there? Like when you think about Oregon with the closet wall upstairs, or Clubhouse with the CC breach, and Gym with the jacuzzi breach, etc. There's a lot of sites which are dependent on getting this wall open. If this wall does get open, don't forget the most common plant spot is here. And if you need to, I'll show you where that is. It's just behind. I use this light as a reference. It's just behind the light. So if you ever need to drop quickly and then deploy your C4 in the default plant location, aim just behind the light and that'll cover you. As you can see there, it's generally a free kill that as well, if you can get a C4 there somewhat towards the end of the round. The other place is here behind the bomb, but it just depends where they're planting. Obviously try and get some info on that. That is office, I nearly said T Karaoke there. That's office and exhibition box stuff. Down into kitchen barbecue then, and obviously first things first, shoot the radio. That one's a bit of a sneaky one. I forget that one exists sometimes. I actually think this site's pretty underrated. I really like playing here because I like holding vertically on a lot of sites. You probably noticed me talk about that a lot. But I actually rate this site possibly even more than Karaoke T. But let's get started with the reinforcements. I'm going to start upstairs. And we pretty much set upstairs the same as when we were defending T and Karaoke, give or take. So when we get to the top of Black Stairs, we're going to have a look into Karaoke. And we've got the same two walls that we reinforced when we're defending T and Karaoke. The right side wall looking out towards the Black Stairs, and the left side wall looking out towards the Black Stairs door. Over into Geisha. And we've reinforced that same Geisha external wall. And then when it comes to lines of sight here, we're going to open the hatch. We're going to open a line of sight here to the window below to hold if anyone jumps in there. Now, as you can probably tell by the setup already, we're 100% holding upstairs. You're going to have a player in Geisha and a player in Karaoke. You have to hold upstairs. We're going to make these same feet holes here. And this is only if you're going to be having someone in drum. Again, if you're going to have someone in drum, they can hold these feet holes here. The only thing this time is we are a little bit further away from sight. So what you can do if you want to is if you're like holding Geisha aggressively, you could reinforce that wall and just hold in here with your life. I don't recommend that because, as we talked about before, as soon as this wall's open, holding Geisha gets really, really tough. But I would do the same setup as before. So now, obviously, with this hatch open, you can hold the door into sight if they take below and they don't take above. And again, we can watch that jump in through the window if you need to. Over into Karaoke. Same rotate into Karaoke. And the same rotate out of Karaoke. That same bathroom jumping hole. And pretty much play the upstairs exactly as if you were holding T in Karaoke, but with just a little bit less emphasis on T. Like, you don't really need to worry about this room too much. You don't want to give this up for free by any means, but obviously you don't need to defend this area. So over here we want to defend, really. Now just remember there's a load of vertical all over all of this site. I actually got a really good clip when I was defending this site. If I can find the clip, I'll play the clip. I think I actually got an insane flick. And then stopped I came to here, and the guy was planting below, and I'm pretty sure I threw an impact grenade and killed the guy planting below. I mean, I better find the clip now. I'm going to post the clip now. Hopefully you just saw a clip, although if there wasn't a clip there, I couldn't find the clip, but I promise it happened. Right, anyway, back on track. Definitely hold upstairs, like I just said. Downstairs, there's a couple of interesting conversations to be had downstairs. The first one is this wall. This wall goes right through to the bathroom window. Do you reinforce this wall or not? Well, if you do reinforce this wall, it means they can pretty much jump into bathroom for free. Because you can't hold through this wall because it'd be reinforced. Obviously, you'd be holding above, perhaps. So I actually think you should reinforce this wall. The reason why some people don't is because they might make head holes. And now you can hold that window from here. I think, personally, you're much better off holding that window from above. What you don't want is the attackers just having an angle to make a hole through this soft wall and just have an angle, or this soft wall I'm looking at here, and then just have an angle all the way through sight. So we're going to be leaving this soft as well. You want an angle all the way through sight just from that window. So in my opinion, we reinforce this. But I understand if you want to play this a different way, you don't necessarily have to reinforce that if you're going to be getting aggressive around bathroom. Next, we're going to make a rotate here. This again is also controversial because the argument is, well, that just gives attackers a line of sight through the site. Well, it does, but it actually doesn't, because you can see from the top of the stairs here, you can't really see much unless you were to make a hole through here. The reason we put that there is if somebody comes into bathroom or restaurant in this area here, it means that we've got a way out of the site. We're not just forced through this one door. We can play here and hold that angle and then hold that angle. Now, it also means it gives you a bit of a safe point in the site as well. Like, this is reinforced. This is solid. Like, you can hide here if you need to. You can hold a tight angle onto this wall. If this side's reinforced, obviously it means the attackers can't just shoot you as they're coming down. It just gives you... I like playing here. I play aggressive there, onto there, and then also come through here. This is assuming, again, that we've got players above. If you haven't got control of these black stairs, you absolutely would not put the rotate here. If you know that you're losing control of upstairs, I would possibly even just back up and reinforce this later on in the round if you want to. But as long as you've got upstairs control, you definitely want this rotate here. You probably want some kind of information on the stairs to let you know someone's coming down, though. Like here would be perfect for a prox mine or an LMI, Malusi Banshee, etc., etc. Just to give you the idea that someone's coming down those stairs, so you might need to start worrying about it. Over this side of the site, we make another rotate here. Let me just reload the old shotgun here. Excuse me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Make a rotate here, just for getting between sites. And we make a line of sight here. This just means that you can hold the other side of the site from here. If you need to, the door that comes into the other side of the site over there. The reason we reinforce this wall is because you don't want to give attackers a line all the way through the site. By being in this area here, which will be taken by the attackers eventually, I know they can get the angle there, but they have to go a bit tighter that way, obviously. What you don't want to really do is give them that angle there, because playing at the back around here, not being in the way of the window, obviously, but around here is a strong place to be, peeking both sides of that wall into restaurant. We've then got this area where we reinforce the right side, we leave the left side soft. And we've spoke about this a million times. This is just so the attackers are not expecting you to peek from one angle. If you're an attacker and these are both reinforced and you're on your way down here, you're absolutely safe at this angle. You're absolutely safe on this door. It's only when you get to here you need to worry about the door, and it's only one angle for you to worry about. As an attacker, if you're here, are they on the door? Are they behind this reinforcement? Are they behind the bomb? Are they over there? I don't know where they are. And it just gives you two different angles to fight that area. Now, you've got this soft wall here as well. And I understand, again, if you want to reinforce this, it makes complete sense to me. Because what you don't want to do, potentially, I actually prefer doing this, is make a line of sight all the way through restaurants. I actually prefer doing that. I play a little bit further back. So now we can hold there, or there, obviously, from here. Being a little bit further back, don't stand right here, because then you're going to get cut off from that angle. Holding from here gives you an angle on the stairs. Also means you can hold into restaurant a little bit as well. And this angle gets you so many kills on this double door, because no one expects you to be here. Everyone who's over on that double door, look how tight of an angle it is. You would never ever look there. If you're on this door, you're looking at that head high, those head holes. You're looking at this door, you're looking at this side door. You're absolutely not looking at this gap here, which is where we just were. I think this is a really solid site. It really, really hangs on holding above. Don't forget, the holes that were made above to look onto this window can then also be used by the same person below to hold Geisha window. If we lose Geisha, we can now hold that from above as well. There's loads of C4 opportunity from here as well, and you can C4 out towards the soft wall. There's the soft wall. Now we've got the lineups, it's even easier. You can C4 out towards the soft wall if you think someone's coming in. This here is underneath the soft wall. You can make an angle underneath, so when people walk in, you're going to be able to hold it there as well. I think this site is really, really good, but it takes a bit of creativity to be solid. Again, you've got to... I can't get this across enough. Get upstairs and hold upstairs with at least two, and the rest of you be below. With one probably doing a shallow roam over towards delivery and stock, and then two of you towards the site. And I would probably play Exhibition Office, then this site, and then Tea and Karaoke if it was up to me. Well, that's just my opinion. And you can hold the front door from here as well. I've just found that out. I didn't realise that angle went all the way through to the front door. That there is the delivery door or service door. All the way through pantry. Through to delivery. That angle goes all the way from there. That's insane. Imagine playing with I or Malusi with an ACOG and just holding that angle all the way from there. This is the beauty of Siege, right? I know we're going to go off track a little bit here. I've never held that angle before. I didn't realise you could get all the way through to the door there. But even when you're playing like upstairs, people use the delivery door all the time. You could just make a line of sight in the middle of that second wall there, the middle of the left-hand side of that wall. Just hold that there with an ACOG. Absolutely outrageous angle. The beauty of Siege. I played this game for, what, nearly 5 years now, I think. Started when Wamai and Kali came out, which is Shifting Tides. I've probably played 5,000 hours, and I've just learned that you can see the door from there. I'm sure other people are like, well, yeah, I've known that for years, mate. Well, I didn't, and that's the beauty of Siege. You keep learning. Right, let's get on with the last site. Finally, then, we've got bedroom and bathroom, which I think we can comfortably say is by far the worst site on the map. I'll go through why in a bit when it comes to attacking it, but no one really plays this site, and for good reason. In terms of reinforcements, we'll start upstairs, and much like barbecue and kitchen, we've got to be holding upstairs as much as we have down in this situation. So we've got the single wall for VIP, the middle wall between exhibition and office, and then the main office breach. Now this is almost like the way we set up when we defended office and exhibition. It's almost as if there are ways to do it, much like there was Geisha Karaoke Tea when we defended barbecue kitchen, but it's very much the same. And again, we're going to do the same things. We're going to make this head hole here, we're going to make this head hole here, we're going to hold that window, we're going to hold the terrace door. Again, all the floor above here is soft, except over a bathroom, but over bedroom it's very much soft. We're going to make the same hole for walk-in. I always call it closet, but it's not actually called closet. And we're going to make the same hole here above, and we're going to hold that area. Again, we're just holding the same part. Look, look where the sites are. We're going to be definitely holding below office and also holding below exhibition. Don't want to go over this too much because I don't think you should ever really play this site, to be honest. But that is what you want to be doing, much like we talked about when we were defending barbecue kitchen, like we talked about around Geisha and Karaoke. So we hold above, much like we held above when we defended exhibition office. Downstairs, we've used the reinforcements on the left side of the closet. I call it closet entrance because this is closet and the entrance is the other side. But left side closet wall. And then also the left side walk-in wall if you're looking from this window. If you're inside looking out, we reinforce the right-hand side wall. And then finally over in bathroom, the left side wall from bathroom looking through to delivery. Now, you can get an angle on the door, obviously, from behind these, what are they? Laundry baskets, I guess. But in terms of rotates and lines of sight, we only reinforce the left. So we then make a line of sight here. Now we can hold the door. We'll also hold that corridor down through pantry. Obviously, the window goes both ways as well. You can look into reception that way. We want a rotate between sites in line with this reinforcement. Can I get through that? Lovely. You can put it all the way over to the wall if you wanted to. Just be able to get between the sites. That means also you can go behind this reinforcement. We want a line of sight here into walk-in. Just means from here now you can hold that window, come around here, and then hold a different angle onto the window. The reason, just by the way, before we go on about light, the reason I don't think it's a good site to defend is you can get in here really easily unless you leave this open. Most teams will reinforce this and this, and it just means that when you jump in here, all you've got to worry about is the hatch, and then just this door here, and obviously that door there. But, you know, you throw a flash that way, and you can just jump in straight away, and you're right next to the site for free. And then this entrance here just doesn't lend itself to a particularly easy thing to defend. So line of sight here on the right side, and it's exactly the same reason. You're going to be wanting to hold the closet door. What is it actually called? Let's learn that quickly. It's actually called side entrance. Oh, okay. You want to be holding the side entrance. That doesn't sound right, but a side entrance door from here. Again, you don't want to be reinforcing this, because if you do reinforce that, the only place you can hold this from is here, and this is not a safe place to be playing at all. You can hold that much safer, even further back here from that kind of angle. Now, the reason we reinforce the left side here and not the right side is because it gives the attackers a less favorable angle. So because we've opened that, if the attackers are here, all they can see is from this wall to the left. They can't really see much else. Yes, you can see into walk in there, but you can't see through into like the site behind this reinforcement. You just see a sort of a useless bit of the site where no one's really going to be standing unless you were peeking this wall. Like, you know, you're not just going to be stood here for any reason, are you? You wouldn't really be stood here. It's just not a place to stand, and it's the same thing here. That's why we reinforce the right side of this wall, because the only angle the attackers then get is like looking back towards the bomb, a place that you wouldn't really be standing. Like, you wouldn't really be over here at any point either. You'd never really be stood here. Whereas if you were to leave this side soft, obviously from that window they'd be able to cut off the whole site. So yeah, from here, a good anchor spot this to be able to go that way, that way, that way. I mean, you can see here, look at the angles that you're like up against. Even one of the strongest anchor points on the site, it's soft above. You've got this window to worry about. You've got this window here to worry about. Got the door here to worry about. You've got the line of sight there, even though we made that ourselves, and also the door over there, plus house stairs you can get an angle onto from here as well. Just a really difficult site to play. This is obviously the strongest anchor point around here because there's no verticality. You can make head holes, oh sorry, C4 holes across the top of this wall to try and deny a plant if you want to. As you can probably tell, I'd probably tell by my tone of voice, to be honest with you. I just don't think it's a very good site at all. You get backed into a corner here. Oh, it's a Japanese toilet. Look, it's got the buttons on the side. That one wipes your arse, I think. Wonder what that one was flush. Never thought I'd be talking about the possibilities of a Japanese toilet on YouTube. Anyway, that's what I think of this site. Don't play it, in my humble opinion. Unless, of course, 5 of you know what you're doing and you know exactly what each other are going to be doing. Because no one, bear in mind, no one knows how to attack this site either, because no one ever attacks it. So if you can come up with a decent strat, then by all means get it used. But just for your general rank games, I don't think it's a particularly good site. So there we have it. That's how I defend all 4 sites on Skyscraper. I really enjoy the map. It just feels a little bit fresh to me still. Even though it's been in the rank pool now for ages, it just feels a little bit more fun to me than playing another villa, another cafe, another Oregon, etc. I still really enjoy playing the map. Just before we go, I just want to give a quick shout out to Lonely Sota, who's just messaged me on Twitter talking about getting into creating content. And it's a message that I've had a few times in the past from other aspiring creators. They say, how do you get into YouTube? Like, how do you start? And this sounds ridiculous, but the first thing to do is just upload things constantly, as much as you want. The first thing to get over, the hurdle to get over, is uploading something. When people say, oh, how do you upload the perfect video? There's no such thing. The first video I ever uploaded, I think, was like stream highlights. If you go way back in my old videos, like when I was about 5 stone lighter and I had hair, is it uploading stream highlights? Then I uploaded a drone spot video, like certain drone spots, and then sort of went on from there, really. But the key to it is just upload something. And also, please don't have like, and this happens for some people, and you might go boom straight away. I mean, I uploaded on YouTube for like 6 months to not much. I mean, we've been doing it for like 2.5 years now, and the growth, just thanks to you guys, has been incredible, and I'm really grateful for that. But just don't expect to have like a 100,000 view video within the first week. It's a grind. There's a lot of people doing it, but just do it. And you know what? Even if I got 10 views on a video, I would still do it. I just enjoy the process. I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy the editing, the thumbnails, and all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to how do you get started, Lonely Sota, just upload a video. See how you feel. If you enjoy it, upload another, and just follow that process on and on. And that goes for anyone else who's thinking about getting into YouTube as well. Just jump that hurdle, upload the video. Don't worry about, oh, it's not quite perfect. It's not quite this, it's not quite that. Just upload it and upload it again. And eventually you fine-tune your skills as you go. I haven't quite fine-tuned mine yet, but we're getting there. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching the video. I appreciate it so much, whether you've watched it once, twice, 5, 10, 20 times, however many times you've watched it. I really appreciate everybody who gets involved with the channel. So don't forget to like, subscribe, thumbs up, that's liking, comment, all that other good stuff. What shall we comment? We've got a ring the bell. Ring the bell if you don't know what else to comment. It seems like I've just got a plethora of stuff here that I can just lift up. But yeah, seriously, thank you for getting involved with the channel. And I'll see you next time. Cheers!